out by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got into tuning.
Yeah, man. So, pretty normal guy. Here drinking my beer, explaining stuff. Pretty untraditional background. At 18 years old, or almost 18 years old, I knew I didn't want to go to college. I just hated school. It just wasn't for me. And I had a passion for cars at the time. I had worked for a long time, keeping old stuff on the road and working on my own stuff and just turning wrenches, kind of self-taught in that way. And I had enough wherewithal at the time to where I knew I didn't really want to be a mechanic or go to trade school. As much as I liked turning wrenches, I was like, you come home every day hot and dirty and knuckles are busted, and just didn't seem like the right path for me. And kind of bounced around, was trying to figure it out, and managed to start working at a company that actually trains guys on how to tune their cars. So they train individuals or shops on how to actually tune performance automobile stuff. And so mostly domestic V8s was their specialty. Heavily in GM when I got started there. It's kind of what they did. And at the time when I started working for them, I didn't really know anything about tuning, but learned and over the years worked my way up to the C-suite level of that company. I was the head of all of their instructing at one point. I headed up all of their technical support for all their customers. I still contract actually for them to this day. I've got a great relationship with them. It kind of gave me my start. But years down the road, 6-7 years down the road, I kind of had the realization that I wanted to own my own business. And so I kind of just flipped two roles. So where I would work for them full time and I would tune for myself on the side, I was like, well, I'm going to tune for myself full time and I'm going to work for them on the side. And that was I had a great opportunity to be able to do that. They were awesome enough to allow me to do that. Not everybody has that opportunity to kind of leave their day job, start their own company, and have that safety net. But fortunately, I did. And so a couple years into doing my own thing in the automotive performance space, tuning everything from, bone stock pickup trucks to streetcars to full-blown race cars. At one point in time, I had some meaningless drag records that I held for certain trucks and just different stuff. But like I said, anything from 300 horsepower pickup trucks to 1200 horsepower race cars. Did that solely to make money for a living for a couple of years, and then decided to transition with Jesse into the performance marine side of things. It made perfect sense for us. We both grew up in Tampa. We both grew up on the water, on boats, fishing, stuff like that. We'd owned little boats here and there over the years, growing up as well. And so it was like, hey man, why can't we take, what we know of the performance automotive world and the way that tuning works and transition it into the marine applications? And that's when we found Nizpro. And upon finding them, we realized hey, they've got an awesome product. These tunes really work, and in fact, it works better than we could have ever imagined. For me I'd be lying if I told a customer with a Camaro they can get 132 horsepower out of their stock Camaro. That's not a thing, and especially in the domestic world, some of the more tuner cars with some turbocharged stuff, you can get more power, but that's still pretty unprecedented to be able to get that much power from just programming. Yeah, even with a smaller gain, even our some of the flagship motors, the 300 that goes to 332 with 32 extra horsepower, most of the time if it's naturally aspirated and you tune it, you don't gain hardly anything. Now they'll perform better. There's certain aspects to them, especially in the automotive world, where it'll just drive a lot nicer, transmission shifts better, so on and so forth. But it was really cool to find that the marine space kind of had this ability to add this much power to these motors. They're tuned that softly, or in just the way that they manufacture them. And so we founded Tampa Marine Tuning, and we've never looked back, man. It's been awesome, and we really enjoy it. We've gotten to meet a ton of cool guys. We have a ton of really awesome customers. It's genuinely a super fun company for us to own and run. We live and breathe it. Our customers live and breathe it. It's just, you can't ask for much better than that.